Hello and welcome to this James the Bike Guy, where today we're checking out Pirelli's Cinturato Gravel H tire. Now this tire, we're going to be comparing the 700 by 40C size to the 700 by 45C, as well as I'll give you a little overview of exactly what these tires are designed for. But the whole reason of putting this video together for you to check out is it's hard for me to believe that just 5 millimeters of tire makes this big of a packaging size difference. And basically I want to pop these out of the package, we'll get them mounted up, measure out what the actual size is, as well as I want to know how much the weight difference is, because when you look at these in a store on the wall, by God, you'd think this one was a mountain bike tire and this could be your gravel tire. Now, before going too deep into the dive of the size comparison between these two tires, the Cinturato Gravel H is their hard pack variant of the Cinturato, which also comes in a M version. Now, the way Pirelli sets it up is they have a M as well as an H. M stands for mixed terrain, and this tire here, the H, is your hard pack variant, which means that the tread design you can see is very clearly designed to roll quite quickly down through the center, although much like the Gravel King SK, for instance, you have some solid side knobs to be able to grip in and get some connection to the dirt. Now, if you look at some of the other reviews that are online, and certainly I've got a friend that has these on his bike right now, a couple of things come to note. First off, this style does actually ride quite quickly. It does, however, lose traction much faster than, say, the M variant of the tire. So you're really choosing hard pack for speed or M for a little extra traction. So as long as you're on some hard pack terrain, you know, it's going to work out just fine. Now, moving on from that, we can take a look at the 45C tire. And, you know, this is the part that just makes it so interesting. Look at how different these two tires are. Now, the 45 millimeter tire means we're going to be 45 millimeter tread blocks. We're going to measure that out with a set of calipers, and in fact, uninflated, just on the desk right now, you can see that we're coming in, well, in a flat portion, just about 49 and 0.7 millimeters. And if we do the same, we should see about a 5 millimeter difference. So let's see, does this come out to 44? Yeah, well, just about. So pretty close to what we'd expect, because of course, once this is blown up, your tread blocks are going to be curled over. And a few more things to talk about with the design of this tire. Both of these are going to be hookless compatible. Nice to see. It is TLR, as you can see right there. So tubeless ready, and these tires are going to run with relatively low max tire pressures. But check this out. The smaller tire actually has a lower max tire pressure. That's right, 6.5 bars or 58 PSI. And when we look at the larger tire, which is more typical to have a lower tire pressure, it has a max of 65 PSI, although it's 4.5 bar. So why is 4.5 bar 58 on, well, the 40 mil tire and 65 on the larger tire? Somebody else will have to describe that for me. In the 700C tire size, this is also available in a 35 millimeter one. And then they do make these in a 650, which comes in a 45 millimeter and a 50 millimeter tire. Last things to talk about is the casing on this tire is reasonably firm. Now, this is not going to be, you know, the most supple casing. It is 120 TPI casing, but they use what they call their TechWall gravel setup, which is a mixture between their road bike tire sidewalls, or construction, I should say, and the mountain bikes. Basically, you're going to have 3 layers side to side because of the way it loops around the bead. And then there's an overlapping layer set up through the center tread pattern about this width of the tire that brings you up to a total of 4 layers through the center. Should make it reasonably flat resistant for what should be a fast rolling tire. And so with our scale in front of us here, we'll toss the size 40 millimeter tire on. that tire is going to come out at dead on 500 grams, I guess actually 499 it looks as it turns. And then the 45 millimeter tire comes in at 534 grams. Now, 35 grams between the two tires really is, well, not nearly as much of a weight difference as I otherwise would have imagined. And there we have it, mounted up to the max inflation pressure. Left-hand side is our 40 millimeter and right-hand side is the 35 millimeter. So we'll start with edge to edge. Let's take a look. And on our 40 millimeter tire, well, it's coming in dead on at 40 millimeters. If I allow that to roll over to the side, and then we'll check edge to edge on the 45, it also is 45 or just a bit above. Always nice to see, especially since these have just been mounted up. They are at max tire pressure, but really cool that they're coming in at the measurement that they claim. Not always the case, but the one thing that you'll really tell is different, and I'll see if I can get a good measurement on, his tire height is about 40 millimeters on the 45. And if we just take a look, I'm going to put these side by side so you can see. Axle to axle, the 45 millimeter tire is going to be quite a bit higher. You know, if we put a straight edge out on that, you know, this is of course non-scientific, but you'll see quite a bit taller. And so I saw that the sidewall was about 45 millimeters. And if we do the same sidewall on this tire, on the 40 millimeters, coming in at about 36. So part of the reason that when we were looking at these is in the packaging that the 45 millimeter tire both is wider, but it's also taller, giving it quite a bit more tire and, interestingly, not all that much additional weight. Well, anyways, I hope this was interesting to you. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. While you're at it, be sure to hit subscribe and definitely browse the channel to see other cool videos like this to check out as well.